Hi Aries! How is everyone doing? So first of all, happy birthday, particularly if you are celebrating your birthday now in March, moving on to April, then happy birthday to you guys. I'm happy to be starting April's readings with you. Of course, that only makes sense, right? Birthday folk get priority. So, slightly different setting because this is what I'm feeling. Like I need to be comfortable. And I figured I was going to start the readings a bit earlier on. So usually my readings come a bit late, right? Like the first week of the month that I'm reading for. I want to try to get the readings in earlier on time, especially since there's a lot happening up in the sky, you guys. So much. Like Venus is still retrograde, Mercury will become retrograde after Venus. You have pretty strong aspects like Pluto squaring for those who are born between the end of March 31st and April 9th, Pluto is squaring your decan the entire year actually, but I figured that since we're also at the very beginning of the zodiac year now, starting with your sign, Aries, that it would be important to give you some heads up about how this might influence the rest of your year, starting with April, of course. So, and there's plenty more going on, so much going on. Like Jupiter is also opposing those of you who are born between March 31st and April 9th as well, also for the whole year. And that's like, this is heavy stuff. This is not so easy to grasp, even for me. I'm still trying to understand how all of this will play out. Like, I don't have Aries in my chart at all, but I do my best to catch up with the astrology so that I can also communicate this information to you guys. For those of you born between April 10th and the 19th, so the last portion of Aries, you guys have things like Uranus in your, that's what she said, in your decan. Also this entire year, which places a lot of emphasis on your strength of character and personality and how that is evolving more than your other fellow Arians who might remain rather consistent with the way that they communicate with people. So for you guys, you might come off as very different this year. In 2017, where people are going to be rather astonished, and even you're going to be surprised by how radically you're changing and evolving as a person because you want to. And this also has a lot to do with Saturn, that has a very nice aspect to you guys. So again, you guys being April 10th to the 19th, 20th, or if you're on the cusp or anything like that. So Saturn is aspecting really nicely with your decan, and that's encouraging you to change and evolve and change your structure and dynamics and your environment in a way that's also suiting this internal change that you are experiencing with yourself, and that being Uranus's influence on you. So there's a lot happening, and it's different for different Aries, basically. Of course, so the full moon that's happening on April 11th is going to be affecting everyone pretty much equally. Everyone who is an Aries sun, moon, rising will be heavily influenced by the Aries full moon, and it's really it hits your house that's responsible for relationships and your more private life and partnerships and contracts in that sense. So I mean, like your closer relationships may be affected by this full moon where you like really feel the need to go over your relationships that way, and so a lot of insecurities might be in focus actually. So where you start to question if you've been approaching people the right way, and you I mean, I won't lie, right? There's a lot happening that is going to trigger conflicts, especially with the Plutonians, this Pluto square aspect for those of you who are born right bam in the middle of the month, like the first portion of April. So there's more likely that conflicts are going to arise between you and others, and this will peak during the full moon, and it's really going to ask you to evaluate how you speak to people, how you communicate with people, and what you're taking from people and the environment around you. So it's very important also between the full moon, which is the time that is the best time to eradicate, get rid of things that are no longer working for you, between the full moon and the new moon that's going to happen in April, on April 26th, for you to really think through the private aspect of your life, everything that involves family and close friendships and romantic relationships, because you want to make sure that you understand the inner demons that are going to be poking you around. When is this? I have this written down somewhere. Yeah, like from the time of the full moon all the way up until like the 26th, where you will feel more emotional, very sensitive, and Venus plays a role with that because she's retrograde. So she's kind of like really probing us to reevaluate people and our history with people. So I wouldn't be so surprised if people from the past creep back into your life. And I started saying this anyway in March, but this will continue all the way throughout April, up until at least the mid-April. Okay, so yeesh, all this talking and I haven't even begun shuffling the cards. But I'm thinking of drawing cards from both the Rider-Waite and my Deviant Moon deck, because I feel like I've been overusing this Rider-Waite and it kind of needs to take a break, like between the private readings and now the general readings that I want to do early on. I feel like I need to give it a break. Okay, so Aries, what's in the cards for you? Hopefully everything that pops up, is going to make sense in terms of the astrology as well that's playing out. So I also want to talk about any ego issues that may arise, because like I said, there's a chance for a portion of you that you'll come into conflict with a lot of people. So some of you are being sent all these very challenging characters, people that all of a sudden feel the need to like really pick at your habits and pick at how you behave around them and sort of criticize you, and you might be wondering, well, what the hell did I do to deserve that? That's true. I don't blame you for thinking that way. It's just that consider this an opportunity for you to also understand how it like the pet peeves that you might have in your life. And how it is that can piss people off or irk people to a certain extent. So when it comes to your ego, because you're going to also be getting this boost in self-confidence, like you're going to feel at some point like you can really take advantage of your career and be successful. Like it's almost like this challenging aspect and this competition, this competitive feel that you have, that you just want to move forward and you want to get on with things, like especially now of all times, since it's your birthday month, you really just want to get ahead, and you're sick and tired of people coming up against you, trying to tell you how to rule your life, how to act, as instead, you know, you're the ones who should be kind of also helping people with the direction that they need to take in life, now more than ever. Like, you are the initiators of the zodiac, and we kind of rely on you to nudge us in the right direction sometimes. You guys make for great leaders. It's just that when it comes to experiencing things on an emotional level, sometimes you're not as aware as other signs. But this month, you're going to be challenged to feel and become more aware, and to tolerate, to deal with your emotions. Like, these are emotions you can't hide from. Your thinking and communication faculties are also going to be challenged, especially with Mercury going retrograde soon. Damn it, when is Mercury going retrograde? Very soon, you guys. Just be careful in April of how you communicate with people. You're from the 19th of April until the 16th of May is when you're going to feel more anxious in terms of how you think. And that's mostly going to affect those who were born from the 10th of April all the way till the 19th. You guys are going to feel it the most. But it will get better. It will progress in a better way. You'll start to think more clearly around the 22nd, the 26th. But it is, in general, that time is going to call for your attention to settle bills and contracts. And because Mercury will also be retrograde, I urge you to be extra careful with contracts. I urge you to seek advice from people during this time so that you make the right choices. So it will be rather burdensome. You are going to feel like it's quite a load on you. There's a lot really going on that's going to feel quite heavy, Aries. Like, I don't know what to tell you, from the emotional aspect to dealing with relationships, which has a lot to do with the emotional aspects that are happening, to people, to you feeling the urge to communicate with people from the past. This has a lot to do with Venus being retrograde, and also is doubly influenced by Mercury going retrograde, which also tends to do that, where we're like, I haven't spoken to this person in a while, because, you know, Mercury is all about communication. Mercury is all about communication. So it's going to kind of push you to also want to get into contact with people that you haven't seen or spoken to in a while, and that might, you know, dig up some old wounds. So that's why, you know, I would try to be as tact as possible. Okay, so I've let 5 cards pop out from the Rider-Waite so far. Let's have a look at them. I'll bring this closer. Can you even see this? I don't know. Okay. So the 4 of Cups, here you are questioning, being rather introspective and questioning your own attitude towards life and the opportunities that come your way that kind of make you feel a certain manner. And again, you know, when Aries feels, it can become a little bit awkward because you are better at the analytical side of things, law, structure, and order. The moment someone makes you feel something, you know, whether it's at the pit of your stomach or in your heart, that's when you feel less in your element and more threatened. However, what I want to tell you is that the very beginning of the month of April, you guys are going to feel strong. Listen to your intuition, seriously. Like, if your intuition is telling you to take a break, take a break. If your intuition is telling you to be rather skeptical of something, an opportunity that comes your way, then you have every right to feel skeptical about it. Even if opposing people come and say, no, you should do this or you should do that. If your gut is telling you not to do it, then don't do it, Aries, especially at the beginning of the month. You will be attracting a lot of people and a lot of attractive scenarios until the 5th of April. So it is a very good time to date and socialize, and especially, with people who are coming back, creeping back in from your past, which is often what this card represents here. It's a very good time to do that. So take advantage, but of course, take advantage in a way that's going to suit you. So this is where we start to talk about the full moon on the 11th of April and how it's going to kind of shine a light on your private life and make you feel more emotional and sensitive, especially since it's your birthday month. So you can expect a lot of people to interact with you now more than other months usually. And that's just me using my deductive reasoning skills here. Anyone can logically deduce that you're going to come into contact with more people. I don't need Venus retrograde. I don't need this card to tell me that people from your past are going to be communicating with you, whether it's via text message or an email, a postcard, a phone call, just to be like, hi, what's up? Happy birthday. It's been a while. Let's get together soon. It's an opportune time for you to really, reap what you sow and make sure that you don't take more than what you actually need. It's a better time for you to be more generous than it is for you to receive, which is strange considering it's your birthday, right? And you ought to receive more gifts than give. But my advice to you would be that it's going to have a long-lasting effect on your relationships this time around. So I would just be more mindful in that sense. Like, it's great to receive gifts, but make sure that you also give. So ensure that there is a good balance, because your actions, your attitude, how you come off is being observed now more than usual, especially for those born March 31st to April 9th and those born the 10th to the 19th. Really, it's like you're just going to, certain mean people or bosses or authority figures are just being sent your way to challenge your personality and your character, just to see how you're going to react. And for some of you, actually, because when it comes to your career, so here I have the 9 of Pentacles that's in the reverse here, that says that some of you may struggle on that front. Again, we're talking about power struggles here. So it's extra careful for you to watch what comes out of your mouth, because even if you don't think you're being put under the spotlight, you kind of are. And these authority figures are watching how you are going to react to certain scenarios. So you want to make sure that you're diplomatic, that you think twice before you speak, before you sign something, before you take any decisions, just so you come off as more responsible. And this can be a little bit challenging for some of you because of that Uranus aspect. Uranus kind of throwing surprises your way and catching you off guard a little bit, where you feel more courageous and braver to do and say things that you usually wouldn't. And when that happens to anyone, heck, not just to you, but when that happens to anyone, we might regret whatever it is that we do. We might think like, damn, I'm not usually that spontaneous. Well, what's gotten into me? So this can happen actually around the workplace. So I'd be careful, especially since this, here this card is in reverse, and that tells me that some trouble might come your way. But for those of you who do actually watch out for this and you are extra mindful, then you're going to see so much success happen, really, and even a promotion might come your way. So actually let me know how that goes for you guys. This burden here is talking about this emotional sensitivity that you're going to be feeling around about the full moon up until the 26th, where you feel you have to deal with a lot coming your way. Whew, that's a mouthful. Let's see if there's anything extra that I can add with the Deviant Moon deck. So I'm going to begin to shuffle for Aries for the month of April 2017. I also want to draw 5 cards here to complement the Rider-Waite's. And I am sitting in my hula hoop, actually. So my hula hoop, and I have more than one hula hoop. I have a special thing when it comes to hula hooping. It's sacred to me, and so I felt like it's appropriate for me to integrate it into my readings. Why not? I always feel more centered and calm when I'm sitting within my hoop. I've been hooping more recently, more than I usually do, so why not? Any hula hoopers out there? Any dance hoopers who watch my video? Holla at me. Let's see. Shall we listen to these two? They seem to want to come out. They're in the reverse. What's going on? So, we have the 3 of Cups. That's no surprise, considering it is your birthday month and you're going to be out and about having fun and catching drinks with friends. I want to relate it, though, with this 4 of Cups here. Again, receiving all the feels and being sort of reticent, not exactly knowing how to deal with it. I really think it's a prime time, considering it's your birth month, to face any issues that you may have in certain relationships with people. The Magician is also reversed here, and that tells me that you might not necessarily feel as strong as you usually do when you encounter people that come from your past. With the Magician here, I would just be careful that, again, some people are out to challenge you. They just want to see how you're going to react in a particular manner. You're not going to feel like you have as much control as you usually do. On the other hand, with the Magician being in reverse, and also it coming up here, for me, I'm reading it in alignment with this 6 of Cups here, that some people are going to try to manipulate you, that you're going to have some tricksters, some jokers in your environment. And with the Queen of Cups and the Fool right above this Queen of Cups, it is a very good time. This is more, I feel like this is really more for those who are born April 10th to 19th with this Fool card, that it is really a time for self-expression, creative self-expression, to just try out new things, to be adventurous, but of course, keep your ego in check, Aries. Just because you're getting a boost of self-confidence come your way and an urge to try new things doesn't mean that you can't be mindful or that you shouldn't be mindful. You still need to watch your step. You still need to, make sure that your actions, that you are accountable for your actions as well. So that's what I'm going to say about the Fool card. And here we have the, what is this? I'm sorry. Oh dear. well, we don't like this card, so it's good that it's in the reverse. We have the Nine of Swords here in the reverse, and this is again in tandem with this Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands that talks about burden. But with the Nine of Swords in the reverse, it's a time that says you're going to be coming out of this feeling. A lot of you just really want to put the past year behind you. And now in April is the optimal time to do this. So let's kind of erase January, February, and March. Let's pretend that 2017 starts now. For those of you who felt like you were struggling the first 3 months of this year, now you feel like you can really move on with 2017. We have this wonderful Lovers card here as well to say that it's, like I said, a very good time to revisit old friends and family, and it's a good time to date and socialize. It really is. Because Venus is retrograde, and Venus is also in your sign at some point. Let me see if I wrote that down. Okay, so Venus is in your sign until the 5th of April, and particularly for those who are born between the 21st of March and the 30th, so the end of March. So I'm kind of glad that I'm doing this reading now, because that's the time when you will be attracting the most people, and that is the optimal time for you to get together with people, date, socialize, and have some fun. But there's always like a word of caution as well with Venus being retrograde, that it's better for flings more than it is for long-term relationships. So just try to have more fun and leave the deep stuff for that full moon period. Leave the deep emotional stuff for that full moon period, when you can really get whatever is in your heart out there. And I also want to emphasize that the strong emotional aspects that might be happening for you can lead to a toll happening in your career sector. So, but don't let your private life, which is going to be heavily discussed, if you will, this month, don't let that infringe upon your success and your career, because there's a lot of potential for you to be successful in your career. From even March 27th, we're having a new moon, right? So it is a very good time to make progress. On the 27th of March, it's a good time to start new projects as well. And then April 11th again is going to be a good time for evaluation. Not a good time to start things, a good time to end things around April 11th. And then when we move all the way up to April 26th, there's another new moon. And again, you're going to have an opportunity to kickstart new projects that you didn't get around to doing in March, on the new moon, March 27th. So it's going to be a very active period. Your communication is going to be enhanced, thinking. You're going to be thinking a lot, especially when Mercury goes retrograde, and you want to make sure that you don't let this infringe on your work. I say this just because I have the Lovers card over this Nine of Pentacles. Otherwise, cool. Aries, I really hope that you enjoy April. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, that you find it helpful. Sorry, my hair is a real frickin' mess. Sorry about that. I also kind of want to announce that I'll probably I'll probably be launching mid-month readings from this point on. I really hope to make that a reality and not just a passing comment in one of my videos, right? So I need to be held accountable for this, right? So you need to comment and be like, yo, around about mid-April, hello, where's our mid-month reading? So that I get around to doing it, okay? As I want to be more active on this channel. Having said that, your support is truly appreciated. Thank you to everyone who's gotten like a private reading from me, everyone who's left me a comment, sent me an email to chat. I read all your emails. I respond to all your emails. If I've missed anything, I'm sorry. I also try to get back to all my comments, and I think I've been doing a good job at that. So keep it up, you guys. Thank you for all your likes. Your likes also help this channel stay alive. I've received some dislikes as well. Not so cool. Not so cool. But but hey, everything needs to be balanced, right? So thank you guys for everything. Yeah. So hopefully talk to you again mid-month of April. Bye, Aries.